Hello everyone, this is part 2 of 3.7 factoring practice. In the last video, I was heavy on just showing you the box method. In this video, I'll continue to show you the box method, but I'll also show you the list method of one of these examples. So if you prefer that way, you can totally use it. It's using the same algebraic thinking. We get to the same answers, but it's just a different way to structure your solving. All right, so let's jump right in. In example number 3, we have x squared plus 4x plus 4 equals 0. So if I'm using the box method, I'll do x squared in my first box. I'll do 4, or this last number, in my last box. Then I've got to figure out how to split up this 4x into 2 groups that make sense for this problem. So that's going to go here and here. So how do I split those up? Well, I've got to figure out what 2 numbers multiply to get 4 and also add to get 4. So what multiplies to get 4 and adds to get 4. So the way I think about these factors is I'll say, just start with 1. What times 1 equals 4? That's going to be 4. Go on to 2. What times 2 equals 4? That's going to be 2. Does 3 need to go into 4? No. 4 goes to 4, but we already got it. We're already to the number that we're talking about. 5 and 6 and 7, those are all bigger. They're not going to be able to multiply to get 4. And so we have our answer, our options at least. To get our answer, rather, we need to figure out which of these actually add to get 4. So both of these pairs of numbers multiply to get 4. Which of them add to get 4? Well, 1 plus 4 is 5, but 2 plus 2 is 4. So that's how we'll split this up. Sometimes it works out to just evenly split it in half. So this allows us to get our answer. And I'm going to write it down here at the bottom so we have room over here for the list method. So we've got to figure out what our dimensions are. So x squared is the same thing as x times x. These dimensions are going to be whatever we put here and here. So plus 2 and plus 2. That's so, okay, x times x gets x squared. X times 2 equals 2x. So I want it so that each row times column equals what's in here. So again, x times x is x squared. X times 2 is 2x. 2 times x is 2x. And then again, 2 times 2 is 4. So it should work out that row times column multiplied together gets you what's in that box. So finally, I ended up with my factors being x plus 2 times x plus 2 equals 0. Then my roots would be x equals -2 and x equals -2. On Monday, we talked about how sometimes your roots may be the exact same number. And this is where, if we had our graph and this was -2, our graph is just going to touch our quadratic. Our graph is just going to touch our x-axis. It's not actually going to go through. And that's how you end up with your roots being the exact same. Now let's look quickly at our list method. So same problem, x squared plus 4x plus 4 equals 0. The list method, I'm just going to jump right into writing out my final structure. And I know as long as I have just a plain x squared here, just one x squared, that both of my factors are going to start with x. So then the final piece is just figuring out what multiplies together to get 4, that adds together to get this middle number. What multiplies to get the last number, that adds to get the middle number. So what multiplies to get 4? Well, we already know it from over here. Let's pretend that we don't. We have 1 and 4, 2 and 2. Also, we would have -1 and -4, and -2 and -2. Just as a side comment, we'll talk about negative numbers later, but right now we know we just have positives. So which of these add to get 4? That's going to be 2 and 2. So that fills in the rest of our piece. And then we know our roots from that are going to be the opposite sign so that they get a 0. Let's look at one more. This one I'm going to only do the list method. So I'm going to jump again right into my 2-factor pieces. So I have x squared plus 18x plus 81 equals 0. Again, this method is already assuming that both pieces are going to start with x, and then I've just got to fill in the blank here. I fill in that blank by asking myself what multiplies to get 81 that adds together to get 18. So first I've got to say, okay, what multiplies together to get 81? Well, it's going to be 1 and 81. 2 does not go into 81. 3, I believe, will go into 81. And I believe it's 3 times 27. You can use a calculator. Go divide 81 by 3. See what you get. 4 does not go into 81. 5 does not go into 81. 6 might go into 81. Let's think about that for a second. No, I don't think it does. 7, no. 8, no. 9 goes into 81. 9 times 9. 10, no. 11, no. 12, I don't think so. 13, 14, 15. By the time we get there, we probably hit them all. So now, which of these? We've got our pairs of numbers that multiply to get 81. Which of them add to get our middle number 18? That's going to be 9 and 9. So lucky split, perfect split again. So plus 9 and plus 9. Then x plus 9 equals 0. X plus 9 equals 0. Again, you can write these two equations out, saying this piece equal to 0, this piece equal to 0, if that helps you. Or you can go ahead and jump to the answer for the roots just like we did here. Just be careful about the sign that you're using. So this ends up being x equals -9 by subtracting 9 from both sides. And so we get x equals -9. Those are our roots, and that is where the graph would cross or touch the x-axis. All right, good luck today to everyone. If you have questions, please let me know. Reach out, email me. Again, make sure that you do 3.5, 3.6, and 3.7, all for this week if you have me for algebra and enrichment both.